some of about some things happened in my past, but I'd like to share a little bit with you. Some of my family knows a little bit about it already, but it's something that I experienced. I'm not sure how old I was at the time. As a child, but for a long time I thought it was just a real bad dream I was having. I did everything I could, trying not to think about it, trying to get it out of my head, trying to forget it, and it just kept coming back time after time. Anytime I closed my eyes, I'd see it. It just kept coming back. And after a while, it finally started to ease out a little bit. I didn't see it quite as often. And of course, it never went completely away because I still have it from time to time. For a long time, I thought it was just my imagination, just a child being scared, making up things in your head, whatever, and just making things come that were never real to begin with. But after a while, I realized it wasn't my imagination. It was something that was really taking place. More like I believe now, what it was a vision that God had allowed me to see back in that time. It's a little hard to talk about, but I'd like to try to help you understand what I've been through. It started out at a time when I was sitting in a room by myself late at night, and I was just sitting in a rocking chair in the middle of the room watching television by myself. I'm not sure how old it was in the vision, but it was about maybe 5, 6, 7 years old. Very young. Why I was by myself, I don't know. Everybody else, there was no sign of anybody else around. Anyway, it was a big room. I was in the middle. The walls and the floors are made out of like wood planks, like you see something in a Western movie. It's really about, I thought, you know, the imagination from the time, because that's what you see on TV a lot back then. But as time went on, it stayed like that. Whatever, and then the story changed. The first thing that happened, that television disappeared. It's no longer there. And then the walls themselves vanished. Pretty soon, the only thing that was left was just me sitting in the rocking chair, the floor, of course, that was on, and the door that led to the outside. Nothing but the door. If I was sitting, I could see everything that was taking place. I could see the wind blowing the dust around. Then I started seeing tumbleweeds blowing past where there were no walls. I could see everything that's going on. Didn't know what was going to happen next. Then I started seeing something that was walking up toward the door. I thought it was someone to start with. And as I got closer, I could see it wasn't a man at all. It was a mixture of things, part animals, different types of animals all mixed together. Now, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just trying to share what said for me. Of course, like I said, I was a young child. I wanted to run and hide, but I was too scared to move. It came up the door and it started banging, trying to get in. For some reason, it couldn't, whatever. And then after a few minutes, it moved away, and then I could see what it looked like. Because there's no walls, I could see everything that was there. It was a mixture of several animals. It walked upright. And the feet were hooves, and the legs were real strong and muscular looking, like they made for a very fast running or a high jumper. Its head had big horns. It's sort of like a ram. They curled over. The skin, it was very red as if it had been burned in the fire. Then I turned and went back to the door, still trying to get in. And I couldn't understand why it didn't just walk around it, because there were no walls to stop it. The door was there. I said, that was the only thing. I figured being to understand, it had to come through the door. It couldn't go any other way. It had to come through that door, and there's no way otherwise. The only way it could come through that door was if I was to get out of the chair and open that door to let it in. That's the only way it could get there. Just as that is, there's many doors in our lives. Whether we open those doors or not, it's our choice.
Come on.
Because it's just as I can see what's on the other side trying to get in, so can you. We need to be able to discern whether it's good or bad, right or wrong, right or evil. Too many times we open the door with our eyes closed without really looking.
Come on.
Or we see what's there is something that we think is too small, it's not going to bother us. It's not going to be a problem for us. Remember, it's the small things that make us fall. When the bigger things come against us, we can normally see what they are. I mean, they are obvious. But the little things, they can sneak up on us, and the door would probably have to be open all the way for the bigger things to get in, but all it had to do is open a slight crack for the little ones to get in.
That's it. Yep.
And you may not even see them when they come through the door.
That's it. Yes.
A small crack can let a lot of things in. You got to be sure what you're opening that door for. In Revelations 3:20, it said, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and sup with him, and he with me."
Yes.
See, Christ not only stands at the door and knocks, but he also calls out to us,
Yes.
so that we know that it's him out there.
That's
right.
He doesn't expect us to open the door just not knowing whatever may be there. He calls out to us so we can know it. I also came to realize that in time before I was looking through some stuff for some other things, I came across the verse in the Bible, and it's John chapter 9, chapter 10, verse 9. It's the first part of it, is where he says, "I am the door."
I am the door.
It's taken me most of my life to realize what that door was.
Yep.
And why it wouldn't open. It wouldn't open because I wouldn't open it, but also he couldn't get through it because Christ would not move out of his way. He was there, he wasn't going to let him take it.
That's it.
He was protecting me even back in those years when I didn't know, when I didn't know what was going on.
Yes. Yes.
However, since he is the door, we also have to be careful because we can also take and push that door to the side ourselves. The devil can't get through it, but we can push it to the side.
Yes.
That's right.
We can crack that door open, we can say we don't even need the door anymore. And
That's right.
the thing is, don't open the door just out of curiosity to see if there's anything there. If you don't think anything's there, you're mistaken because it's still there whether you see it or not.
It's going to be there.
Don't open the door, because we need that door to keep the things out. We need that door for the protection to keep those things out from us.
Yes. Amen.
Don't ever push the door aside. Don't ever open it even slightly just to see if anything's there out of curiosity. For once that door is open, once Christ is pushed out of the way, even a little, it makes it easier for something to come in and take over.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
There's many different types of doors in our lives. And we all face many doors for that just to get here this morning.
Yes.
Coming out of where we live, getting in the car, getting back out, getting in here.
Yes.
Those are the physical doors. There's a lot of different types. Most of them are just entry, some of them are for security. But if you don't use that door the way it's made, it's not going to serve its purpose.
That's right.
That's good.
The same with Christ, whether it's spiritual. If you don't use that door and let it take its purpose, it's of no avail. It's not going to help us.
That's right. Amen.
It says Christ stands at the door and knocks for what we call it. He calls out to us. We have to make that choice whether to open that door or to keep that door closed. Because he is the door between everything that we have.
Yes.
He's the door between the light and the darkness.
Yes.
And if we open that door even slightly, we're not letting Christ have complete control in our lives. As long as we give him authority, even when things come against us, whether it's us personally or against someone that we love, we know that He's going to keep our souls safe, and that's the main thing.
Amen.
That's right.
The body may suffer many things, but He's got it's a spiritual soul that lives forever.
Mm-hmm.
And many things in life we don't understand, and there's many why things happen, why innocents are made to suffer sometimes, and why the wicked seem to go on without even having to be made to answer for what they've done. But believe me, there's coming a day when they're going to have to answer for everything that's taken place.
Yep.
In the end, God is still the one that reigns,
Yes,
and Christ
He
is
is.
still standing by His
Yes,
side.
He is.
But we need to make sure that we're ready. Not just feel like we're ready, we need to make sure we are ready.
Always.
The only way to be sure is to give Him control. Let Christ be your door and let Him have complete control of your life.
Yes.
Now, if you feel like you've had that door open, even slightly, just to think nothing there out of curiosity, I ask you, don't let that door stay closed, because
No.
once it's cracked open, we don't have the power to shut it back
No.
out again.
That's
No.
right.
We have to turn to Him, and He has to get those things out of our lives and become that door.
That's it.
That's
Amen.
You can't let the things take over.
That's it.
Little things like, there's so many different parts and different things. But some things are visible and some things are not.
That's right.
But if as long as that door is enforced, it can't come through.
No.
Let Christ be your door. Let Christ be what He's supposed to be.
Amen.
He's there for you. His Father's there for you.
That's right.
Our Father's there for you.
That's right.
Amen.
More than anything else, don't ever open that door.
Don't open it.
Open it.
Let the door stay enforced for what it is.
Amen.
And it is the true door.
Amen.
Amen.
Pastor Derek, you got anything? No, you
He
didn't.
does. He can't take a day off.